Okay, so curiosity is how to break through anxiety when that arises before you're about to talk to somebody. If you're nervous, a great way to break that is to actually be curious about the other person. And maybe that nervousness won't really rise up in the first place. Curiosity is a perspective, and it's like kind of a meditational thing that you practice and you get better and better at. It's like a part of the brain that you train, and then it gets more and more active, and it starts looking for curiosity in everything, interesting cues about everything, and then you have stuff to talk about, and then you kind of get out of your head, and which is where the anxiety starts. So you get out of your head, you get into your environment, and you start actually kind of like living the dance of life again. It's a skill that you can practice, just like gratitude and visualization. This is another thing. And with people, it's essential because a person is there in front of you, like at a cocktail party or at work. And if there's no curiosity from either one of you, then that conversation is never going to happen. And if there's a conversation, it's just going to be fake. And it's just a performance that you're doing, just for script, just for culture, tradition, that you're just trying to keep something alive, even though it's not, even though it's completely dead. And if there's curiosity, there will be listening, and there will be, whenever you're talking, there won't be like something that you're trying to accomplish, something intelligent point that you're trying to make to make you look more intelligent. That's not gonna happen, and people don't like that. People don't like that when you're trying to smart ass people, or when it's about you. Even though you're like asking or talking about them, it's actually just you manipulating, or me. I'm not blaming you for this. I just do this a lot. Naturally been in my head since I started working on this project. It's been 2 months now, and I need to get back into that world again, where I actually get curious about people around me. And a good exercise that both you and I can do right now is to look at people and ask questions about them. Who are they? Where did they grow up? What do they do for a living? What do they sound like? What kind of relationships are they having? Is it violent? Are they newly in love? Maybe they went through a divorce. When was that? When could that be? And the point isn't to come up with something that is smart or funny or interesting, but just having that curiosity, just that energy, just that wondering going on. This is a meditational practice, and it can actually start taking over your day. And if you actually try this and experiment with it, it will take a few minutes, and then you'll actually start liking it, and you like the flow of it, and you actually like that place better than when you're in your own head. It's addicting to be in your own head, and I don't arrest you if you want to tap into that as well, a few hours a day. You don't have to spend, I'm not telling you to like do this for hours and hours, but just a few minutes, at least enough so that you get into a state where it just flows naturally, and you're actually naturally asking and wondering about these people that are walking by you. There's so much interesting. Remember that there are there's a universe in that other person, just like it's within you. Nothing is more interesting, and we're often wrong when we're judging people. We're often very wrong. If you could see where that person is coming from, all their actions would make sense. Hitler, even like something extreme like that. Something made him do the thing he did. When you wonder, when you're asking questions and you're getting increasing your curiosity, whenever you're in the situation where you are actually forced to speak with somebody, or where it's expected to speak with somebody, your brain will be so trained at this, it'll start running like that again when you're in the conversation. So it's prepared. So this is like an off-season kind of skill to work on. This is like an off-season training program where you're not actually playing games. This is like a going to the gym, like pushing a bench press or squatting for football players, even though it has nothing to do with the ball, the American football. I'm European, or it's just soccer here. But it helps. It helps the game. You're going to run faster, and it's essentially everything they do. I think in the winter they just lift weights. It has nothing to do with the football. You're training your brain, your engine, to actually be able to express it and use it in a conversation. When you're curious and when you're like interested in things and people around you, you will have a very easy life. I'm not gonna say that it's easy, okay, take that back. But it's gonna be a lot better. If you like people, if you're interested in people, it's always gonna work out for you. I have this friend, Jonah, he's like he's always interested in, he's calling me up sometimes just to, hey Fred, can't you tell that story to me one more time? And he's genuinely curious and interested. And he's so happy. He's not only in his own bubble. He's out there and like embracing everything that is around him. And he's the happiest guy I know, at least seemingly. He's exuding a lot of happiness, expressing a lot of happiness. And it's going very well with him. People love hanging out with him, and he has a lot of friends, and he'll never starve because he's the way he is, interested in people. So yeah, go out in public, and you can either, you can also sit at a coffee shop and write on your computer, what is this person about? You can write this down if you want. But just sitting on your bus, on the bus, and just looking at the people coming in and the people that you're driving by, what type of people are these? What are they experiencing? How is it to be them? What's their story? What are they going to do today? And have this wonder. Eventually you'll get good at this, and especially in conversations, if you're keeping this wondering up, especially when you're talking to people, think about this principle and apply it then. Even if you haven't been prepared, even if you haven't done an hour of meditating on people every day, even if you haven't done that, at least when you're talking to people, when you're around people, think about them. You can also bring a notepad if you'd like and just write it down there. Whatever you see, say at a coffee shop and you see the people walking by, and you write these things down. You also, if you're not comfortable yet, you should definitely go out there. You have to. Well, if you're going to progress, you have to go out there eventually. But if today or tomorrow you're not comfortable, you can also just look at images on the internet. Random, newspaper websites, YouTube, and just think what is going on in these random people's heads just by looking at the image of it. But you can always look for people outside of your window, or just imagine people. Imagine people that you saw today or yesterday, this week. Yeah, so that's the curiosity exercise practiced with people, which is very powerful and is a very fundamental mindset or a brain skill to develop that is going to be very, very useful when you're actually comfortable, when you're getting pushed out there. But we're going to take it slowly by slowly. We're going to take it slowly, step by step. Good luck with the curiosity exercise.